Right, it's a bit of a last minute recording this, but yeah, certainly has been a very big day for New Zealand rugby. Certainly with as is any team naming Thursday, as Thursday of course now has become the sort of the day when the side to play on the test on the weekend is named. Of course, yeah. So look, once again, just shows that the reason why we're not in the coaching staff we're not in the All Blacks coaching staff. So look, we'll go through a couple of names here and I'll explain the rationale for a couple of names there. So in the front row, got Ethan de Groot on the loose head. Of course, Tamaiti Williams throughout the series. So Ethan de Groot starts. He's the most experienced loose head prop we've got. You've got Cody Taylor. That's a given. At tight head prop, you've got Fletcher Newell, who has been named. Tyrell Lomax is unavailable due to a calf injury, so Fletcher Newell will start. But I'm going to mention the backups on the bench. Sami Takiao will be backing up Cody Taylor. That was pretty much what everyone expected. Ollie Norris could and probably will likely make his All Blacks Test debut. Don't ask me what cap he is. I haven't had the chance to look that up. Alongside with Pasilio Tossi. So those are the front. That's the front row, the starting front row, and the front row expected to come off the bench. Scott Barrett, as expected, he's a captain. He's been named at lock. But his partner is a bit of a surprise. Look, I guess we've been used to Tupou Vaa'i being his partner for a number of years now, but more on him shortly. But we've got Fabian Holland has been named to make his Test debut as a starting lock alongside Scott Barrett. So look, as a Highlanders fan, I'm really, really stoked. And as someone who really likes Fabian Holland, look, I think we could be on the start of seeing someone who could be really, really popular with the fans. His work rate's unbelievable. His ball carrying abilities. He is such a presence. So yeah, certainly a first Dutch-born All Black. So now there is no lock on the bench. The reason Tupou Vaa'i has been named at 6. Now this was sort of indicated during the week by observers, by the media. There had been even some recommendation by experts that for Vaa'i's given Vaa'i's size, his ball handling abilities, his ability to play lock and blindside, that they should consider playing him at 6. So Tupou Vaa'i has been named at 6, so that means there has been no lock named on the bench. More on that shortly. As expected, Ardie Savea has been named at 7. Jason Ryan has explicitly said that he was always going to play 7, even with the absence of Wallace Satiti. Speaking of Wallace Satiti, his place, which would have been number 8, has been taken by Christian Leo-Willie. I see that as a bit of a like for like. And I think Christian Leo-Willie is not really a downgrade at all. In fact, if Christian Leo-Willie has a really, really impressive series, could very well, I'd say it's not a given that Wallace Satiti is going to come back to number 8 or to the side. So the bench is filled with Sami Penifina and Du Plessis-Kirifi, so 2 flankers there, as I said, so we've got 3 locks. So hopefully not all 3 of them go down at the same time. Cam Roygaard's been named at a halfback. Beauden Barrett's been named at 10. Look, I think a while back, I think given what's happened with the final, I think it's quite clear Beauden Barrett is the best, is certainly more suited to 10 at test level. Number 11, we got Rieko Ioane named for the first time at wing in many, many years. I can't remember the last time he was playing at wing. This was also highlighted because I think there had been a couple of shots, observations that Rieko had been training at wing, and reasons to come. Look, so Jordie Barrett, as we expect, is number 12. He's also the vice captain, and at 13, taking Rieko Ioane's place is Hurricanes centre Billy Proctor, and that, in my opinion, is richly deserved. Billy Proctor's the reason why the Hurricanes were so strong towards the end of the season and just about missed out on progression, having to play the Brumbies in Australia. But yeah, Billy Proctor certainly deserves to be at centre, so it certainly gives another option there to Rieko Ioane. Several Reese at 14 and Will Jordan at 15, which means on the bench you have Cortez Ratama, Quinn Tupaia and Damien McKenzie, completing what is a a huge Chiefs contingent on the bench. Talk about Crusaders bias there. yeah, look, a fantastic squad. Certainly one that's going to be quite tall. I haven't really looked at the chart at the French team. I imagine that the reason that size is the key, physicality is the key, certainly dominating the lineups is the key. It's been a bit of a particular problem, and yeah, look, but I don't think even with the loss of, even with the gain of size, I don't think we're going to lose anything in mobility. Holland, Bailly, they're all really good and good ball runners. So this should be a really, really good All Blacks team in my opinion, and I can't wait to see what happens. Let's briefly talk about the British and Irish Lions. Look, I had thought of making a test team this early, but yes, it is still too early in my opinion. This is going to be a hard one to pick, but I think we are starting to see some players from the force, based on the two games that are going to progress. I spoke about Henry Pollock, Jack Morgan for Wales. He's the only Welsh player left, but he could still very well start. He was really, really impressive against the Reds. A couple of names have dropped, but look, whether they have dropped out of test contention, it's probably still a bit early. Although I have to say, Duhan van der Merwe was a bit disappointing against the Reds, or even if he did score that try, there are some really stand-up performances. Tuipulotu, Gary Ringrose is great. Tuipulotu, Van der Vliet is one of the best in the world. Look, I think we're going to need to see a few more games. There's also a couple of injuries. There's the big question mark about English fullback Elliot Daly. Now, he would have been my starting fullback for the test, but there is a bit of concern about his wrist. He sustained that against the Reds. So, look, so I'm not going to name a side for now, but we've got the Waratahs game, we've got the Brumbies game to come, we've got, there's still plenty of time. Look, if there are players who are going to be, like someone like Ty Furlong as well, who's been out for a long time, I still think he's got plenty of time to make a chance. And if he does show it would have to be something, it'd have to be in really, really bad form, or some of the props have to have played extremely well. Your Genges, Porters, etc. They have to play really well to dislodge him. But yeah, look, still plenty of time. But yeah, this is an incredibly strong Lions team. I just could not pick who would be in the test side. But yeah, let me know your thoughts. Who's really stood out? Who definitely needs to start? Apart from Maro Itoje, which is the captain, and clearly justifies why he is the captain. So let me know your thoughts. And of course, if you like this video, don't forget to subscribe.